I'm starting off on this new path, and then, oh man, boom, like something happens that has you go, whoa, 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 I think I need to get some clarity here. I think I need to like really go deep and ask myself these questions. Now, hey, welcome to your 2023 February reading for your sun, moon, or rising sign. If this resonates with you, give the video a like, share it, turn on the notification bells, subscribe. I have a lot more new content that's coming out besides the monthlies. I'm doing new and full moon readings. I do live streaming. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out the community page because I have a schedule up there of what's going on when. And if you're watching this on Rumble, then just follow all the links for everywhere to find me on social media. So otherwise, let's just get into it. Let's find out what's going on for you this month. Let's not waste any time. Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your February 2023 reading. This deck is so long. Love this deck. It's just a little hard for me to shuffle. So we're going to take a look at the progression of the month. We're coming into this month with all the planets direct. Even though they're not moving, like the energy isn't just like we came out of retrograde and suddenly, okay, everything's just moving forward. It's not like that. But we have, I'm feeling that. We have the energy starting to pick up speed and pick up momentum, and certainly through this month, right? So, and we're going to take a look at also what kinds of challenges are coming up, or challenge. I'm feeling this card here at the bottom. And also what kind of spiritual advice you're getting to move through that challenge. Feeling that there. All right. May or may not pull another card. I'm kind of feeling that. I think only like a Virgo would appreciate like how much I do this. Sorry, I'm just gonna adjust my camera. Nobody else probably bothers with that but me. So I'm not a Virgo, by the way. But let's take a look at what is going on for you over the course of this month. Interesting. Wow. Talk about a journey. Okay. And then we take a look at what is the challenge and what your advice is, and don't anyone out there just be like, the devil can't be advice. Yes, the devil card can be advice. So let's take a look at the beginning of the month. So Virgo, what we have at the beginning of the month is really beautiful. I feel pretty strongly like we had this card for Virgos last month. I could be wrong, but I feel very strongly like this was either at the beginning, middle, or end of the month for Virgos. So once again, it's like, I think you're just still at the beginning of this journey. You're just still here, there's fresh, clean, clear energy, and you're stepping out onto the road knowing that you're taking with you only what you need. I mean, normally what we see with the Fool card is that the Fool has like a small pack, like a hobo pack, that they have on a stick that they're bringing with them. And it's like, they don't really need much because they have everything they need, all the resources that they need, that they think they need for the journey within themselves, right? So you're stepping out onto this path, going on a new adventure, and you don't know what the future holds. You don't know whether it's going to be mostly good or mostly not, or there are going to be perilous moments along the way, but you're here for it. Like, here's what you're starting with. And the energy is moving forward. So I think that, like, especially because I'm really just remembering strongly that this was a Virgo card for last month. I'm definitely going to have to go back and look. But given that, I feel like this is definitely a continuation. Like, maybe there was a holding pattern. Maybe things didn't fully take off, but this is like a slingshot moment here to move forward. Now, along the way, I think you're going to start to question things. About mid-month in February, you're going to start to question things, and you're going to start to ask yourself some of the big picture questions, right? Like, this is where you're going to start to say, okay, what is it that I want my life to feel like? When I say big picture questions, I am not talking about like, what do I want to eat today? I mean, I know it's not the best example, but I'm talking about not very surface level questions. I'm talking about specifically, How do I want my life to feel? How do I want my relationships to feel? How do I want to be perceived in the world? What's the impact that I want to have with the people around me, in the community, with my friends, with my lover or lovers, relationships? You know, like what is the impact I want to have? How do I want to feel? Like what is going to have me feel the most fulfilled in this life? You know, what are the things that are most important to me? And then being able to trust your inner guidance, and not necessarily like this, the wisdom of the hermit doesn't necessarily come from looking outside of yourself to other sagacious leaders. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that ever. I'm saying that the middle of the month kind of calls you to re-examine this for yourself without the input of other people's map of the world, other people's ideas, and to look within yourself about this, right? So that's what I'm seeing here at the middle of the month. So it's like, it seems almost like there's a contrast here, right? It's like, oh, I'm starting off in this new path, and then, oh man, boom, like something happens that has you go, whoa, 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 I think I need to get some clarity here. I think I need to like really go deep and ask myself these questions. Now, we are talking about February, which, you know, at least in the United States, Valentine's Day, big deal for people. So if this is about relationships, perhaps like you go from feeling really optimistic and open, right? Because that is the Fool card. And then you move into the middle of the month and you go, whoa, like, you know, I'm not so sure here. This can put some pressure on things with the holiday, and also, you know, can have you start to question like, oh, I don't know, is this the person? Do I want to like have it seem so serious, right? I'm just trying to give you guys examples because I want you to have different kinds of ways that you can start to relate this, because this is a collective reading. So for some people, for some Virgo, Cancer, or Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is going to be resonant, but it can't obviously capture every single Virgo out there. There are just too many types of combinations. So if this resonates with you, great, take the message. If it's like, oh, I'm not so sure, watch one of your other signs or get a personal reading with me, because that's really the best way to get some specifics. When we come into the end of the month, we have the Three of Laurels. And so I see this as being like, okay, so I want to read this a couple of different ways. Okay, so let's take a look here. If we're looking at this from the place of a romantic connection or connections, right? Like, but usually even if we're looking at somebody who has multiple relationships, we're looking at one that stands out that we're looking at specifically, right? But you come into the beginning of this month and it's like there's this hope and optimism and about taking this step and moving in this direction and saying like, let me go explore this. Let me explore this person. Let me explore what it's like to be with them in all these ways. And then something happens that has you go, whoa, 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 let me question this, right? And then we move into the end of the month. And sometimes, right, with the Three of Laurels or the Three of Cups, this can be about introducing a third party, or that there is a third party involved. You know, if this isn't about an open-ish, monogamish type of situation, then this could be about like, so that there's like another lover involved or something. This could actually be about, you know, just you or the other person not having completely clean and clear connection or lack of connection with an ex, right? So not making a clear cut, or not having them having let go of it. Sorry, I just sneezed there. Obviously, I had to. Okay, so sneezing aside. So this could be about that. Now, if we are talking about like a business partnership, or we're looking at career, or we're looking at your role in the community or with your family, or like friendships and those kinds of things, right? Then this would be applied differently, right? This could be about collaboration and working together with other people. That's the main vibe of this card, is like coming together with others to create something together, right? Working together synergistically. You know, like everybody playing to their strengths and doing different parts to create for the whole, right? But I do feel like there's a very flirtatious vibe about this, if this is about relationships. But if it's not, then it's like, yeah, work together, come together, look at your collaborations. Like that's what's coming forth. So this is just kind of the vibe of like, here are the stages of this month. There's a lot going on, it looks like. So let's take a look at the challenge that's coming up. So we have the Temperance card coming up as a challenge. I think that you are struggling with figuring out how to blend the different aspects of yourself, like the different facets of yourself and your life, in a way with other people or another person that is harmonious, right? So either different areas of your life, work life is a really easy one for an example, or different aspects of yourself, right? Like maybe who you are as like when you put on your business hat, and then who you are with your lover hat and your friend hat, and like figuring out like, how do you stay true to yourself? How do you stay authentic and like blend these aspects together in a harmonious way? Right? Because that is the Temperance card. Like there's a certain kind of alchemy that happens here, is like blending together the elements to like have them come together and combine into like a new kind of quality, but something that feels like true and pure and clean and honest, right? And you know, when it's in a challenge position, I feel like there is this like there's certain parts of yourself that are not being like given voice to, or not being fully expressed, or that are being suppressed, for the sake of, you know, either obligations or other people or contracts or agreements or whatever it is. And so you need to watch yourself with this. This is something that you need to make sure that you are monitoring, so that you don't fall too far off of this, right? Because we all do, but that's human, you know, like that's part of what we do. And then we come into your spiritual advice, and spiritual advice is the Devil card. Now, again, like, how is this a spiritual advice card? Well, when we're looking at this card, it's like, this is a Capricornian card. So now, if we're looking at this through the lens of finances and work and business partnerships and contracts, I'm going to say that in a positive position, this is like, yeah, put in the work. Like, this is like a good grind, not an exhausting grind, but like a good grind. This is like, okay, I'm moving shit, I'm making things happen, I'm creating contracts, like I'm working a lot, but it's like, it's good stuff. It's all good stuff. So that's on the one hand. The other hand is the spiritual advice that I would say, if you're looking at the kinds of agreements or contracts that you're entering into with a lover or friends or whatever, that you're making sure that it's not done out of feeling a sense of obligation, out of feeling tied to people, out of feeling like there's no way out or no way to like shift or change. Like, everything is always negotiable and figure outable. You are never locked into something. Most of the time when we paint ourselves into a corner and think that we're not able to negotiate things, it's because we have a story about what kind of problem that's going to create. Like, the person's going to like never speak to us again, or, you know, it's going to create such a problem, there's a rift or whatever that we can see happening or whatever. And often, not always, but often, it's worse than we think in our mind. Like, in our mind, it's worse than what the actual situation is, you know? So there is this kind of like, hey, just look at negotiating the contracts that you have with other people. Contracts can also be agreements with other people. So it doesn't have to be like legal, you know, financial work stuff. It can also be the agreements that you have with other people on a personal level, you know, and make sure that you're not overly sacrificing who you are as a person for the sake of this other person, or in the same way for a contract for business, that you're not, you know, doing things out of a sense of obligation or feeling like you have no other way around it. And also making sure that you're not overworking. Now, for some of you, not for all of you, I'm just like, I don't feel this super strongly, but I feel like it's worth mentioning, is like, okay, if you're dealing with a relationship and it feels like it is starting to turn kind of toxic, you need to make sure that you're examining and willing to look at the shadowy aspects of what's there. So that's what I have for you, Virgo. I feel like this is pretty complete. I don't want to really like ramble on too much with this, so I hope that this was helpful. And if this resonated with you, please give the video a like, or subscribe, or turn on the notification bell, or all of the above. Just know that the events list for February is up on the community tab on YouTube, and it is also pinned on my Instagram. All that information you can find below, along with booking a reading with me. All right, I will see you guys next month. Thank you guys so much. Bye.